Once upon a time, in a lush forest by a sparkling river, there lived a little turtle named Timmy. Timmy was the smallest turtle in the whole forest, and because of his size, he was afraid of almost everything. Whether it was a rustling leaf or the shadow of a bird flying overhead, Timmy would quickly hide in his shell, trembling until he felt safe again. His friends, a group of forest animals, were always kind to him. There was Benny the beaver, with his big teeth and strong tail, Sally the squirrel, who could climb the tallest trees, and Rocky the rabbit, who could outrun anyone in the forest. They would invite Timmy to play games, but he always declined. "I'm too small," he would say. "I'm not brave like you." One sunny afternoon, the forest animals decided to play by the river. As usual, Timmy stayed on the sidelines, watching from a distance. He admired how his friends were so full of energy and confidence. Benny was building a dam, Sally was hopping from branch to branch, and Rocky was darting around chasing butterflies. Suddenly, disaster struck. While playing, Sally the squirrel slipped and fell into the river. The current was much stronger than anyone expected, and Sally, who was not a strong swimmer, began to panic. Rocky tried to reach for a branch to help, and Benny even tried to use his tail to pull her to safety. But the river was too fast. Timmy watched in horror. His heart pounded in his chest, and he felt the familiar urge to hide in his shell. But something inside him stopped him from retreating. "What if I don't do something?" he thought. Sally could be in real danger. In that moment, Timmy remembered the stories his mother used to tell him about courage. "Being brave," she said, "isn't about being the biggest or the strongest. It's about doing the right thing, even when you're scared." Without thinking, Timmy dashed toward the river. His small size allowed him to slip easily between the rocks that lined the riverbank. With a deep breath, he slid into the water. Though the current was strong, Timmy had spent his whole life near the river and knew how to move through the water with ease. His little legs paddled furiously as he reached Sally, who was flailing in the water. "Grab onto my shell!" Timmy shouted. Sally, panicking, reached out and held on. Slowly but surely, Timmy swam toward the bank. His legs ached, and the current pushed against him, but he kept going. Finally, after what felt like forever, Timmy managed to bring Sally safely to the shore. Benny and Rocky rushed over, cheering. "You did it, Timmy!" Rocky exclaimed. "You saved Sally!" Timmy, panting but smiling, couldn't believe what had just happened. For the first time in his life, he had acted without fear. His friends gathered around him, praising him for his bravery. Even Sally, still shaken but safe, gave him a big hug. "Thank you, Timmy," she said. "You're our hero." From that day forward, Timmy realized that courage wasn't about size or strength. It was about heart. And though he still felt scared from time to time, he no longer let his fear hold him back. Whenever there was a challenge, Timmy the turtle was ready to face it head-on, knowing that even the smallest creatures could do big things. And so, the little turtle, who had once been afraid of everything, became known as one of the bravest animals in the forest.